Hello there, this is TENoNickname. Welcome back to another StarCraft 2 video. I'm going to be recording this commentary after playing the video this time, as the mission I'm going to play in this video is rather tricky. Now before we do that, I am getting a few upgrades at the armory. Got the upgrade for Marauders that gives them 25 extra hit points, and I'm also getting the upgrade for Medivacs that lets them heal 2 units at once. And especially the latter ends up being very useful in this mission, as you will soon see. Now the mission takes place on the planet Typhon 11, and it is called Supernova.
Mobius have got themselves set up again since a Zerg chased them out of their old place. They say they've worked out where to find another artifact. Lovely little place called Typhon.
So in this mission we will unlock the Banshee, which can cloak, and that's quite useful.
There she is, planet Typhon. Don't look so bad.
Yep, sensors indicate... Wait, what the... The star's energy output just jumped 500%. I've never seen anything like it.
Slow down, Matt. What's it mean?
It means the star will go nova in a few hours. Meantime, the planet's getting bombarded by waves of fire.
Fire. Why does it always have to be fire?
Well, the good news is, we've got a significant cache of supplies planetside, so we shouldn't need to build supply depots.
Well, that's something. So where's our artifact?
Right there. Smack dab in the middle of all them Protoss.
Our mobile structures can relocate and keep us just ahead of the fire, but we'll need to salvage everything we can't take with us.
You ain't seriously going down there.
Come on, partner. We got hours till that sun explodes.
Well, let's grab that artifact and get out of here before your Queen of Blades shows up looking for it.
Alright, so while we're playing this, we have to run away from a huge wave of fire that is out to burn us up and everything else in its path. Now we can kinda use that to our advantage because it will burn Protoss guys too, so that's pretty useful. But of course we do want to avoid it. Now, this mission is really tricky if you try to do it the way the game wants you to, so I'm going to do it a different way, and some might call it a bit cheesy, but it works, so hey. Basically it takes advantage of starport units quite a bit, and you will see what I mean by that later, as this game gets loaded up.
No problem.
Hope you brought your sunscreen, cowboy.
Now ain't the time, Swan.
Relax, hotshot. I got something useful for you. Banshees. These babies can blow the snot out of ground forces. Got cloaking, too. Gotta love that.
That's fine. Rolling thunder.
Whoa, careful of those Protoss cannons. They can detect Banshees even when they're cloaked.
I got this.
Alright, so this part is pretty simple. You just have to avoid being detected, basically. Now, I just decloaked after killing the one stalker there, as they can see you anyway, so might as well, to save energy.
Nice job. Let's get our base up and running and get that artifact.
Bad news?
Alright, so now we have a base. As you can see, there's not a lot of minerals here at all. So we need to be very careful with our units and how we spend our resources. I'm gonna send out my Banshees immediately.
Warning, fire wave approaching.
And the fire wave is approaching, as the adjutant said there. So we have a limited time.
James Raynor, we anticipated your arrival. Now you will pay for desecrating our holy relics.
Oh, hell. Not these Tal'Darim guys again. They seriously need to learn when to quit.
Not enough minerals.
Alright, so while they were talking, I did some stuff. I built a second barracks and started building marines. I also queued up a Raven at my starport. Now Ravens are, guess, expensive units, and that's actually good because we'll have plenty of gas in this mission. Minerals are the bottleneck here, which is opposite of what we usually have to deal with, as gas is usually the limiting resource, but here we can get quite a bit of it. And the reason I'm getting that Banshee is, in addition to spending my gas, it also is a energy unit, so it can restore its energy even after we don't have any resources left, which is going to be quite useful, so we can use its abilities.
Not enough minerals.
Building a second bunker there as well, and loading up that first one with units, as we do need to defend this location. Building several medivacs. We did get the upgrade for those, so that should be pretty good. And they are necessary for the strategy I'm going to employ later, as we have to transport our army. Now down there, oh by the way, I was really lucky with that bunker. It almost died, but managed to save it at the last second. Now I used my Banshees to clear out some stalkers down there using cloak. There's some Protoss relics we want to find, and I just started doing that basically. And later we're actually going to go this way anyway, so we might as well take out these guys in advance. You can see there are a few minerals there, and we're actually going to land our base there later. Here's a second large attack, so I bring my Banshees back for this. They're on their way. Now apparently this one SCV can actually keep this bunker alive. I do send a few more out to just repair it completely though.
Warning. Fire wave arrival is imminent. Base evacuation required.
The Tal'Darim outpost to the east would make an excellent location to move our base to. We just need to clear them out and take possession.
So Matt Horner is suggesting we clear out that base you can see revealed on the minimap in the kind of in a circle close to the middle of the map. Now we're not going to go there at all. There's a lot of stuff there that we are really nasty, like 2 Colossus and a couple of Immortals, a base, mining resources, so there's basically nothing left when we get there anyway. And lots of stuff that will kill our units, so unless you have complete, total control of every unit, then you probably will lose something there. So I'm just gonna go to that base right next to it instead, and that's actually going to work out just nicely, as there's nothing there to kill really, other than the stuff we already killed, so it's nice and available. I built a few more medivacs from my starport before we left, and now we can head out. Grab that Protoss relic there, and there are some more scattered around the map as well. Close to my Banshees right now actually, but I'm not going to get it just yet. So here I'll land my base. I should decloak those Banshees, and I do, to conserve that energy, as that is quite important. My barracks are being landed in a defensive position here to kind of block off the area here. Also taking out that Protoss ship with my marines and grabbing the next relic. And now we can begin mining.
Not enough minerals.
My Banshees are under attack, so I'm just gonna send them back my base for now. Or at least keep them still while I focus on my base. I do believe I construct a tech reactor on that factory pretty soon to make some siege tanks, as... or maybe I actually don't, I can't remember exactly. Yeah, I do actually, but it doesn't actually come into much use, as I have to leave before I can actually train something from it. Now here comes a Protoss attack. It's being dealt with quite nicely. That Immortal, I think it actually managed to kill a tank there, but other than that we survived it quite nicely. And my Banshees there were very vital to defending that attack, so you do want to keep them available once that happens, unless you have several more siege tanks. Now I'm going to grab this Protoss relic here, and I tried to be all sneaky and stuff, it just fails, and I lose a Banshee, so don't do that. you should probably just attack directly from the south instead, and you'll probably be able to kill all the cannons without even losing a Banshee, but I decided to be all fancy and it backfired. Now I'm able to take out that pylon powering the cannons though, so we'll be able to clear out that relic as well, and I'll send some units up to grab it later. Now I'm getting some siege tank mercenaries here, and these actually turn out to be vital later in the mission. Like, extremely important to basically kill every attack coming towards me. So I managed to get those out right before the fire hit my Merc embassy, or whatever it's called there. You want to be a bit careful if you send them across the map like that, as they can actually be ambushed by Protoss attackers. So you do want to be aware of that. And I think actually, yeah, they arrived in my base just in time for that Protoss attack with several Colossus, but they are no match for my siege breakers. And you can see I actually ended up cancelling that siege tank. It would have been nice to have it, but I decided to prioritize a Banshee from my starport there. I could have used the tech reactor from my factory to build that, but oh well. So I did want to get another Banshee out, as those are going to be quite useful. I almost failed there and lost a Banshee. That wasn't good, but the secret to clearing out this base is basically just killing the pylon there. If you stand to the south of it here, or fly I guess, then you can actually kill it without being detected at all. And then you can just kill the stalkers. Be a bit careful though, as I wasn't paying attention there, and I do actually end up losing that weakened Banshee to something or another that detected me up there. I want to be aware of that. So that base was mined out rather quickly, and we're going to actually just head out to the next one right now. As you can see on the minimap, the fire is coming rather close. So I pick up my units in my medivacs and use those to transport them instead of trying to fight through all the Protoss, because that's just gonna lead to death and other suffering things. So that's not good. I have to take 2 trips here, but that's okay. And there are actually attackers coming in towards my units now, so we have to get out of there rather quickly. But I don't think they actually end up seeing me anyway, and yeah, they just leave. So it's actually okay. Landing my base here now to mine out these resources. There's not a lot here, but there is a couple of thousand, so... or at least like 1,500. So that will be useful to make more units. Basically just more Marines. And I'm also going to make a few more ships, I think. I make a few more medevacs, as well as another Raven and maybe a few Banshees, I don't know. It's quite a bit actually, now that I think about it. A small attacking force here that actually almost kills my Siegebreaker mercenary. You really want to be careful with those, but I managed to keep it alive. Or, it is stayed alive by pure luck, is more like it. Landing my starport there now to continue making stuff. And I'm not really going to be using my factory anymore, as getting a tech reactor there would be kind of expensive anyway. And I have really all the siege tanks I need. I am getting a tech reactor on my starport though. So if I did end up losing a tank or something, I could actually just move my factory over there and build another tank. But that is not going to be necessary this time, I think. Now here's a Protoss base. The game probably, or the designers of the game probably intended for you to fight through that. I'm not going to do that, I'm just going to fly by instead. Taking advantage of these bases on the south of the map. Basically just using those instead of fighting through everything that wants to kill me. There's one cannon there, but that can actually be avoided if you're careful and fly slightly further down to the south. I do end up doing a save here, and I think actually I reloaded a couple of times there, but I edited that out for the purpose of this video,
Mineral field depleted.
as I ended up failing hard or something. This base is already mined out, and I'm going to send my ravens over here now to help out with my banshees to clear out the next area down in the southeast corner of the map. There are a few cannons standing around there, but that shouldn't be too tricky to deal with. I'm gonna take advantage of my energy on my ravens now, that has been building up the entire game, and drop down some of these auto turrets with my less damaged raven, so it doesn't die. Now this first auto turret kind of fails. It doesn't damage, but what you really want to do is to take out that warp prism flying over there that is powering the cannons, and I do end up doing that eventually. Took out one cannon though. Some attackers here, Colossus and everything. Doesn't really do anything though, because of my Siegebreaker mercenaries. So that was quite well defended. The fire is approaching though, so we do want to get out of here rather quickly. And through vision I'm able to actually kill this warp prism and power down that cannon right there, using the auto turret. So that's pretty cool. Placed down a few more auto turrets, kind of in the wrong location, and only one of them actually goes down. It just gets killed by the cannon, so I decided to kill one cannon and then make more auto turrets, hopefully out of range of the cannon, to take out that warp prism. First one almost makes it, takes down its shields at least, and the second one should be able to kill the warp prism before actually dying, I think. We have a few more units here, one more Raven and one more Banshee.
The fire wave's right on top of us, sir. We need to move our base structures or they'll be destroyed.
And that is correct, Matt Horner. Now I do actually have this thing from the lab that makes my flying units and siege tanks regenerate hit points. That actually turns out to be pretty useful in this mission, I think, as otherwise I probably would have lost some stuff, as I literally have 0 minerals to repair with. Now here goes an attack. I just abandon everything and leave with my medivacs, who are on their way. I think one of them actually got shot down by the stalkers, but everyone else should survive. Now it's very important that you bring your buildings with you though. If you lose all of your buildings you will lose the mission, so avoid that. The SCVs are going to sacrifice themselves, as there's really no way of saving them now. All my medivacs are already away and they are full. But that is actually completely okay, because I don't end up needing them in this mission anymore anyway. There's nothing to build and nothing to mine left. So here I do end up dropping my units. Some of them actually go on the low ground there, which is kind of a fail. And I end up having to pick up those again. My buildings are flying on the way to this corner. And that's really well placed for my strategy, to be honest. I mean, the developers of the game probably thought of this and made it an option too, as there is several ways to beat this mission. The main one is going to take a bit more skill than I have though.
The Tal'Darim base has been cleared. That should buy us a little elbow room.
Our warrior's sacrifice was not in vain. We gladly marched towards death to ensure your doom.
The Tal'Darim base was cleared by the fire, so that's not really much of an elbow room, but I took some heavy damage there from that High Templar with its psionic storms. I was able to avoid losing anything though, so that's at least good. And I'm going to grab this final relic quite soon. At least clearing out the stuff around it right now.
Fine. Turbines to full. This could get messy.
And there's a bunch of stuff up here. So, that's not very good. I did take out that cannon and only lost like one Banshee, so it was okay. Now there's more stuff here though, and this is not going very well. So I'm moving out of there again.
No problem.
I think all my units are on the high ground now, so I should be able to move them out. I'm going to put them in my medevacs, bringing all the siege tanks and everything. And of course you want to make sure you actually have enough medevacs for this, otherwise you're kind of going to fail, or have to make several trips, and that's kind of annoying, so get enough medevacs, they're good at healing anyway. So now I'm dropping on top of this, actually no I'm not. Gotta kill that stalker first. Could have just used my units, but see my banshees instead. Well, I guess our units, but I mean my land units. A couple of zealots sacrificed themselves for no apparent reason, so get those kills, and then I just drop one marine on top of that to get it. Do another save here, because this can get a bit tricky. I have to do several reloads, but with some clever editing you'll never notice that. Well, I told you now. Anyway, my siege tanks are moving out here now, and sieging up, moving up the rest of my army as well, and all my units. Now, using my starport units, I can gain vision up there, just have to kill these few immortals first. Use like one marine to those. So I'm getting vision of the high ground now, and I'm able to take out several things. I actually managed to pick up that marine. Kind of a weird unit to pick up, but hey, at least I killed something. Using my cloak to the maximum ability here and taking out that High Templar. In this part of the map you want to be extremely careful of those High Templar. They can really mess up your entire strategy or my entire strategy at least. Those psionic storms that they have can kill everything if you're not careful, so beware. Cloak and kill them if you can. Doing a third save here actually. I'm not sure I actually needed it, that last save though. Moving up my units now, and killing some more stuff. You're going to keep your marines close to your siege tanks here, otherwise they are going to get killed by Archons or High Templar or just a bunch of stalkers and zealots. But if you keep close to your siege tanks, then they will actually be able to just shoot everything and win. Now I'm setting up a small marine hit squad here to basically just get some vision of the buildings here and kill some stuff. I'm avoiding sending my entire army yet though, as well actually I'm doing it now, but I want to avoid those storms who are completely deadly. And a carrier has actually arrived here, and it is out for blood, but I am actually able to kill it, so that's good. Losing several units, but at least it died. Also taking out that cannon, so the Phoenix can no longer shoot my Banshees. Now we're getting really close to the artifact vault here. You can basically see it almost. Yeah, you can see it in the top of the screen there. And here I do move out. At first I just right-clicked the building to try to kill it. Eventually I do decide to kill off some of these units attacking me though. But either way, that building is going to go down. It is in the last remaining of its hit points now, and there it actually does go down, and we complete the mission objective.
Okay, the artifact's secure. Saddle up, people. We're out of here.
We will pursue you to the end of the universe, James Raynor. 1,000 deaths cannot atone for your wanton sacrilege.
Alright, so that was the mission Supernova. Now in the past, this has been my least favorite mission of all missions in the entire campaign, because I just found it impossible, but this strategy actually turned out quite successful. I breathed a brutal, which is way better than I ever thought I'd be able to do on this mission, so that actually ended up working out great. And we are going to continue now and see what exactly we can do with this last artifact.
Sir, we've reached the rendezvous coordinates. No contacts. Looks like the Mobius ship hasn't arrived yet.
That's strange. It ain't like them to be late.
Sir, Dominion ships warping in. Mengsk's flagship is leading them.
Sweet mother of mercy.
Sir, their shields are still down. I don't like this.
Matt, pull us alongside and prep docking tubes.
Commander, this is not a smart move.
You wanted your revolution, kid. Now you got it.
Turn around, Arcturus. I want you to see this coming.
You won't find my father here, Commander. I am Valerian Mengsk, and I own the Mobius Foundation. Through them, I own you as well.
Tell me why I shouldn't kill you right now.
Because I can offer you what you've always wanted. A chance to rescue Sarah Kerrigan. The artifact fragments you've been collecting are of Xel'Naga origin. With them, I can construct a device that will reverse the infestation that transformed Kerrigan into the Queen of Blades. You're the only man who's been close to her and lived to tell the tale. You know her tactics, you know her strategies. And I know you'd risk anything for the chance to bring her back.
Sir, tell me you're not seriously considering this deal with Valerian.
Sounds like a golden deal to me, Jimmy. Kerrigan turns human, takes a bullet between the eyes. You can put your past to rest and still make one hell of a payday.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Tygus.
Assaulting Char is a suicide mission. You'd be putting all our lives on the line just to get your girlfriend back.
This is bigger than all of us, Matt. It ain't about me. This is the only real chance we're ever gonna get, and I'm taking it.
So which is it gonna be, Jimmy? We bringing Kerrigan back? Or putting her in the ground?
That's for me to decide. You both got a lot of prep work to do. Get to it.
Right, so Valerian Mensk has showed up. He's kind of a sleazy bastard, but he has a plan to rescue Kerrigan. Now that's obviously something that is going to tempt Raynor quite a bit. And this whole experience is obviously quite taxing on everybody, especially Raynor. One can only imagine.
This is Kate Lockwell for UNN. Tonight, top Dominion military analysts are still confused and relieved to report that while attacks do continue throughout the Fringe, the main Zerg push into Dominion space seems to have slowed.
That's wonderful news, Kate. Our boys have really taken the fight to the Zerg.
Of course, Donnie. But there's also a sense that whatever the Zerg were after, they either got it or they've given up on it. We may never know.
You heard it here first.
And what they were after were probably those artifacts. And now they seem to have given up as we have them all. Take a look at these mercenaries here. The Dusk Wings are actually Banshee mercenaries. I don't end up buying anything right now though, but now we know that they are available. So we can maybe purchase them in a future video. Now let's see what is going on in the laboratory. Actually, never mind. Yeah, that's just a small notification telling us how to sell artifacts, but we already actually know that. We can do that at the research console there.
802 to the power 4 at 12 to the decimal point. Jim, I hear that we're working for the Dominion now. Is that true?
We've got a chance to take on Kerrigan, and maybe, just maybe, set things right. The devil himself could offer me that deal. I'd still take it.
That's what worries me. Just don't lose sight of who you are. That's what's important. A lot of people are counting on you, and I'm one of them.
Well, it's almost the devil that did offer us this deal. Or at least the devil's son, Valerian Mensk.
Valerian reckons this thing can de-Zergify Kerrigan once it's rebuilt. Do you think that's even possible?
From what I've managed to piece together, it might be. The artifact seems to absorb Protoss energy. If the same holds true for Zerg...
Just yes or no, Ariel. I need an answer.
If I said no, would you even believe me? The only person who can really know what the artifact does is the one who made it. And they're long gone. I hope.
Don't be so sure of that. We have visions telling us otherwise, but those we'll have to deal with later. Right now we have a deal to make or break with Valerian Mensk.
I hear you've been making friends. That Valerian's tougher than he looks. He had to survive all alone, while his daddy was off conquering this sector.
Sir, we're receiving a transmission from the Bucephalus. Prince Valerian's holding on the communicator for you.
Looks like Valerian wants to talk to us again. So we can visit the communicator here.
Ah, Commander Raynor. I thought we might discuss the expedition to Char. Now...
This is a dangerous game you're playing, kid. What's your stake in all this?
Jim, I really think we should... I can see why my father wants to kill you.
I asked you a question.
Everyone wonders if I will be as good an emperor as my father. But I want something more. To prove that I will be a better emperor and a better man.
That shouldn't be hard.
If I reform the worst mass murderer in history, make her human again, teamed with the famous outlaw Jim Raynor, that's all the proof I'll need.
So I'm just a cog in your machine.
If it gets you what you want, do you care?
Guess I don't.
Interesting.
Sir, I have to question your objectivity on this alliance. It's obviously a trap.
I got it covered, Matt. I'm asking you to trust me.
We were starting to make real progress against Minsk. If we go after the Queen of Blades, we're throwing that away.
This is bigger than Minsk. Matt, if we succeed on Char, we'll save billions of lives. Billions. Minsk can wait.
I didn't sign up for this.
You signed up to follow my orders. If you can't do that anymore, then get the hell off my ship!
Sir.
Ouch. This isn't good for anyone.
You sure about this? You gotta know Minsk is gunning for you. He'll hit you in a way you'll never see coming.
I can handle Minsk, Tychus.
Just watch your back, old buddy. That's all I'm asking.
I said I can handle it. If you don't want to be a part of this, you can take your 30% and go.
When Tychus is saying he might hit us in a way we'll never see coming, he might actually be referring to himself.
So, what's the problem, Swan?
What's the problem? You only signed us up with our mortal enemies. Every one of these boys lost family or friends to Minsk. We're gonna be sitting on a powder keg pretty soon. Can't you see that?
It ain't up for discussion, Swan. I gotta do this.
Certainly doesn't seem it's up for discussion, no. So here we have the Banshee, the AH-G-24 tactical strike aircraft, created by the Dominion military to terrorize rebellious colonists. Banshee was used in great effect in urban and rural setting. Its agile, sneaky capabilities quickly propelled it into onto the front lines against Zerg, Protoss, and Terran foes. Propelled it. The TN-51 Banshee cloak generator is one of the most sophisticated pieces of equipment in the Dominion arsenal. When a Banshee is shot down, special teams are deployed to recover the generator or destroy it. So some quite valuable stuff right there. You can check out the armory, and I believe we have some upgrades available for the Banshee. Yes, indeed. Cross-spectrum dampeners, allowing them to remain cloaked twice as long, and also some area of effect upgrades, shockwave missile batteries. Especially this last one actually seems kind of cool. I'm not going to buy anything right now though, that will be reserved for later videos. And just checking one final time that there's nothing else going on here. Looks like there isn't, so we can actually just go ahead and end this video right here. Seems fitting after everything that's been going on to end it in the bar. Or cantina, I guess. So, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.